you're good looking, stick around for this absolutely amazing and sweaty metabolic conditioning workout. Hey, we're gonna burn a ton of calories, train every single muscle in your body, hit the core muscles, and then finish off with an amazing stretch. Now you need some tools for this workout. I want you to grab a pair of light dumbbells, moderate dumbbells, and only one heavy dumbbell. Now for the heavy, just for reference, I'm using my kettlebell. So if you own a kettlebell, hey, pull that out of the closet. Let's use that baby. And yeah, I think that's about it. So lace up those runners, get your water bottle, and let's go get busy. Hi there, welcome. I'm PJ from fitnesswithpj.com, and hey, I help women over the age of 40 reclaim the tush of their 20s. I seriously do. So if you're over 40, if you're a woman, click that subscribe button. I would love the opportunity to keep working with you. Now listen, we are gonna get right into the warm-up, and during the warm-up, I'm gonna chat about the barrel of fun I have programmed for us and why this type of workout is the perfect workout for anyone over the age of 40. Deal? Awesome. All right, let's start by warming up into the hips. Big hip circles here. So a Metcon is what this workout's called, and that's just short for metabolic conditioning. What that means is that we work as many muscles as possible in one movement pattern, making you work harder, but with that means that we get a bigger calorie expenditure and we get more muscles involved, so therefore we get more strengthening involved. A lot of core is involved in this workout too, without you even knowing it. Last 2 and 1. But I think the best part about a Metcon workout, other than when it's done, is the fact that we burn a lot of calories with it. Now there are a lot of leg movements, okay? A lot of squats, a lot of lunges, but don't fret. I will show you substitutes if your knees are a little tired and they just aren't loving them. Last 2 and 1. All right, take it down onto the ground for me, 90-90. We want that front leg 90 degrees, hip and knee, and then the back leg 90 degrees, hip and knee. And then make a point too that knee's at 90. From this position, square yourself to that front shin, lower the chest down, woo, feel a nice little stretch, hands off the ground, keep the feet where they are, and windshield wiper the knees to the other direction. Square yourself to that shin and down. This is a mobility drill for the hips. We'll warm up into the hips here. I've also seen magical things happen with people that do this mobility drill and help their low backs. So if you do have a sensitive low back, it could be due to tightness in the hips, and this does and will help you. So yeah, I mentioned that we're using the legs a lot because the fact that they have the largest muscles in the body, so they demand the most work from our heart, and we're gonna burn the most calories whenever we use legs. Good. I'm traveling right off my mat. I always do with this. If you can't have the hands off the ground, keep them behind you. But ideally, you're keeping your feet where they are and just simply windshield wipering the inside and outside knee. 1 more each direction. And on your back. Take your feet hip width, heels close to the bum, arms down by your side, bridge the hips up, squeeze the booty, wake up the glutes and hamstrings, and lower down. This bridge pattern is going to be one of the subs I will offer up when we do the lunges in the workout. This is a really nice lower body knee-friendly movement. Now let's add a T-spine rotation with this. So lift the hips up, take the right arm and reach right across on an angle. Touch really far away from your body, as far as you can. Peeling each shoulder off of the mat. Getting some extension rotation into the T-spine. While we still do that glute bridge. 4 more. Last one, and stay here. Legs up in tabletop, that means knees are lined up with hips, ankles lined up with knees. Arms extended, draw your belly button in towards your spine. Now once you do that, you're gonna feel the tightening of that deep core muscle, your transverse, and you may feel your low back flatten a bit. That's good, I want you to hold that. Now, as you hold that muscle contraction in the core, extend your left leg and the opposite arm. See if you can get the heel and the thumb to touch your ground, and then bring it back to start other side. So the whole idea with this exercise is we're activating that transverse muscle so the low back doesn't lift off while we lower the leg and the arm down. So if you start to feel that low back lift, I want you to keep that knee bent then. So you'll lower down, you'll shorten up that lever and continue going. So this is the same muscle right here that we're activating as a plank does. So hey, you know what? You don't like planks? There you go. Do this. It's called a dead bug, which is like the greatest name for an exercise ever. So we're getting the core activated. I mentioned we are training the core a lot, and you might not even know it while we're doing it, but because of the movements that we're doing, the abs will need to stabilize big time. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Rock yourself up and come standing. Feet hip width apart. Add a lunge pattern here, stepping back. It's easier on the knees. Bring the arms, sweep them up. Lead with the thumbs. Elbows brush past the ears. You drop that back knee however low it feels comfortable for your knees. If you can though, try to get the knee to come all the way down. Front knee lines up with the ankle. And then keep the big arm pattern here so we keep the shoulders, get them warmed up. Pick up the tempo a bit. And let's finish off here with 4 more. Last one. Beautiful. Sink yourself into a quarter squat, working glute med here, getting that outer hip activated. Take the left leg or your right leg, tap it out and in. So all your weight is on this leg here, staying in that quarter squat, feeling that hip activated, working. And just putting a little bit of weight on this leg as we skate it out and in. 4 more. 3, you feel that hip? Yeah, 2. And 1. Whew, other side, here we go. Quarter squat, sink your weight. You want to keep this side of the body quiet now while we tap this one out and in. Nice. Activating into the hips here. Last 4. And release. Take the feet apart, toes turned out. Inhale the arms up, exhale, come down. If you have to, bend your knees, but I want those fingertips underneath the toes. Now drop the bum all the way down. Keep the heels on the ground. Elbows on inside of the knees. Press the elbows and kind of marinate in this. Shift it side to side. Bring the fingers right underneath the toes again and press the hips up and release. Do it again. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, fold, bum down, elbows inside of knees, press them out. This is a really deep hip opener. We're also working into the ankle mobility. And fingers underneath the toes, draw the hips up and release. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, hips down. Now this time, stay centered, press the knees out and take the left arm and reach up and look up. Then the right arm, reach up and look up. Bring the arms down, fingertips under toes, press the hips up, release. 1 more time like that, okay? Here we go. Inhale, exhale, hips down. Good. Left arm, reach up, look up. Good. Right arm reaches up, look up. Fingertips back underneath the toes, press the hips up, come on up and shake it out. All right, grab a quick sip of water because we are going to get busy with this awesome Metcon workout. Okay, grab what you consider are a pair of heavies that we can press up above. For reference, I'm using 15 pounds. We want to do what's called a squat clean to press, okay? It's a big body weight or big movement pattern using many muscles of the body. So let's get the form and then I'll turn on the timer. By the way, it's 4 rounds, 20 seconds, 3 moves. So grab those dumbbells. Now we start in the squat, hence the first word of this exercise is squat. And then to clean, that means we use the hips to get the dumbbells to clean them up to the shoulders. And when we clean, we drop to the squat. And then as we squat, we press up. All right, let's just try one more because we want to save our energy for the actual workout, don't we? So start in the squat. Good. Now I'll go to my side. When we clean them up. Drop the hips down, press it up. All right? No problem, you say. Perfect. Now, if you are brand new to exercise, you'll do this with light dumbbells or just body weight. Pretend you've got a pair of dumbbells. Deal? Awesome. Okay, feet shoulder width apart, abs engaged. Ready, set, here we go. So squat, clean, press. Yes. Squat, clean, press. Excellent. Breathe. When the timer goes, we have a lunge pattern. Time right here. So dumbbell, one down. Just hold it in your left hand. Abs engaged. Now step back just with the left leg for lunge. Now, if you're not feeling the lunges, you'll head down on the ground with your right foot on the ground, left one up in the air. Keep going, and you'll do a bridge, like so. Okay? Using a lot of core here, keeping that arm up there. Time. All right, you got that? All right, good. Other side. Abs engaged. Ready, set. Other leg goes back. Go. If you're doing bridges, you'll just switch which leg is on the ground. And if your arm's fatiguing, by all means, you can bring it down. Or my recommendation is lighten up the load, even if it's just body weight, and keep the arm up there. Straight arm plank for our final exercise of this circuit. All right, so get ready for that. Time. Wrists under shoulders. Okay, you can be on the knees to modify. Everybody else off the knees and tap the opposite shoulder with the hand. When we do this, keep those hips quiet. Gaze is slightly ahead of you. Abs engaged. So round one's almost done. We go back to squat, clean, and press with our dumbbells when the timer goes. Good. Time. Here we go. Feet shoulder width apart. Start in the squat. Sink it. Now clean them. Drop it. Press it. Go. Arm up, reverse lunge coming up, or one-legged bridges. Time. Whew. Everybody on the same page, left arm up, shoulder away from the ear, left knee up, and go, lunge. Now maybe your lunge is a tap back, right? Okay, go with how you're feeling right now. Each day is different for all of us. As mentioned, there's a lot of core involved here, keeping that dumbbell and arm up above. Time. Whew. Other side. Here we go. Arm up, shoulder away from the earlobe, right knee up, and lunge. Or bridge. Now you'll notice I'm also keeping that right leg up off the ground, challenge my balance even further and my core more. But give it a try, see how you do. Focus your stare on something stationary. Time for that balance of yours. Okay, shoulder taps, high plank, knees to modify. Ready? Hips are quiet. Go. So we should be starting to breathe a little harder now, okay? Getting the heart rates up there. If you have your watch on, you should take a look. Round 3 coming up. Time. All right. Squat clean to press. Feet shoulder width apart. We drop down to that squat to start. Yeah? Let's do it. Squat, clean, press. Now when I come down for that secondary squat with the dumbbells racked right here, I'm letting my elbows touch the top of my thighs. If you're intermediate advanced, give that a try. Sinking deeper into that squat pattern. Time, overhead lunge or one-legged bridge, okay? If you're with me on the lunge, left arm up, left knee up, go. So I'm releasing this video on April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day. But I'm actually recording it a few weeks beforehand. So I just celebrated my other side, my 51st birthday. So thank you for all the birthday wishes. And anyways, go other side. So my 51st birthday was a couple of days ago. I wake up, loving husband got me a present. I know, it's a step up from last year. I didn't even get a card. I open it. Oh my goodness. He bought me knives. Time. Shoulder taps, high plank. What the yeah. Go. That's like, here you go, honey. Here's a vacuum. No, seriously, why are you buying me knives? And then he looked embarrassed. I'm like, yeah, you should be embarrassed. A, we have a lot of knives already. And B, I hate cooking. Why would I want anything to help me cook more? Time. Final round. Needless to say, the gift was an epic failure. Yes, they were good knives, but I don't want knives unless I'm gonna stab someone, which would be him. So he should be sleeping right now with one eye open, with me and my new knives. I'm actually very easy to buy for, because I am overhead lunge. I'm one of those women, just give me cash. Just give me cold, hard cash, I'm good. Left arm up, left leg lunge. I am so okay with that, because then I can go spend it on what I want. So, and he's getting bugged about it too by his friends, and so he should. So I think for his birthday time, yeah, maybe I'll buy him a fucking blender. Here we go. Other arm, I think I will. I'm gonna buy him a blender. Go. Woo! Getting all upset here about my gift and I'm losing my balance. Gotta focus. Really, seriously. If you're a dude watching this, do not buy your wife a kitchen appliance. Okay? Time, or any significant other. Shoulder taps, but you're probably already smart like that. Go. Now we can be modified, right? Remember, just keep the bum down. Don't hitch it up. Now pick up that tempo. Come on. Go, go. This is our last set. We'll grab a quick sip of water after this and carry on to a new routine. Come on, let's go. Pick it up, pick it up. Time. Whew, nicely done. Okay, grab a sip of water. We're changing the timer to 50 seconds, so a little longer, well, a lot longer, but dropping down our sets to 3. Crossover lunge is our first one, and then that kettlebell swing or a dumbbell swing. Now, FYI, crossover lunges, we start with feet hip width, and then we step across the midline of the body. We'll hold on to dumbbells if you're intermediate advanced, and drop down for crossover. Now, hey, if your knees aren't feeling that, whatever leg we step behind with, I want you to hold on to a wall, top of your couch, chair, take a heel, lift it up off the ground, turn the toe in, and press the leg on a back angle, so about 45 degrees behind you, so not in front of you, okay? Don't let that foot hit the ground, so that's why you're holding on to something, so you can lean into it. That's your sub. Yeah? Perfect. 50 seconds on the clock. For reference, I'm using 15-pound dumbbells for my lunge. And then for my kettlebell swing, I'll use my 30-pound kettlebell. All right, so pull up the pants, readjust the sports bra, get your game face on. Woo. Feet hip width apart. Step back with your left leg or do side leg lifts with the left leg. Here we go. Go. So this is a stationary crossover lunge, or curtsy lunge is another common word for it. We've stepped across the midline of the body. This front knee still tracking with the toe box. Hitting a little bit more glute on this front leg with a crossover pattern. Woo, and balance too, holy cow. Good. Shoulders are back and down. Nice. And you've got shoulder lined up with hip. So we're not leaning forward into this pattern, into this lunge. Whew. So we should get between 15 to 20 reps with 50 seconds on the clock. Time, okay. Let's do the other leg. So again, start with feet hip width apart, and then step across the midline of the body. Focus your stare on something stationary. Both legs are straight, and now bend and drop straight down and drive up, pushing through that front heel. Back heel's off the ground the entire time. Or you have that option, side leg lift, standing. Knives. What a jackass buying me knives. Actually, you know what's better to buy for him for his birthday other than a blender? Because he actually might like a blender. I should buy him workout gear because he hates working out as much as I hate cooking. So there you go. And then just tell him it's really expensive workout gear though. That's what he told me with the knives. Time. Woo. All right. Wood chop. Okay, this is a new move for you. You're going to do what we did in warm up. Okay, you'll do warm up move, or join me and use the hip hinge and get that dumbbell or kettlebell up to shoulder height. Notice there's not a lot of bend in my knee, it's a lot of hip hinge. And this is the last exercise of this circuit. We go back to crossover lunge, other leg, and the timer goes. So yes, I hate to cook, but I cook 6 days a week because I also like to eat. We eat out or we order in once a week. Woo! Now, if your low back time isn't feeling that, do what we did in warm up, right? That modified version. All right. Dumbbells in hand, whew. Other leg, step across the midline and drop down. Or maybe I will rewrap the knives and give them to his birthday, since he seems so in love with them. You can tell, right? The wound is still fresh. I'm still talking about it. I'll be over it by the time this video actually releases, but right now it just happened a couple of days ago. Time. But he got the cake right. I asked for an ice cream cake. Here we go. Other leg. Ready, set, and go. Whew. If you're anything like me, what's fatiguing a lot are my forearms by holding onto the dumbbells. So I just kind of loosened up my grip a bit, and that helps. So I'm cueing you to do the same if you're finding the forearms are fatiguing. And that will happen as you lift heavier and heavier. really will be limited as to what our hands can hold on to for weight. You can buy weight training gloves that will help you hook the dumbbell in the palm of the padding. That's kind of cool. So you could look into those. I have no idea what they're called, time dumbbell swing, but good old Google, it'll know. All right, if you're with me though, you're gonna start with that heavy kettlebell a distance away from the body, feet wider than shoulders, toes turned out. Hip hinge, grab that kettlebell with both hands, swing it under, and then use the hips to get it up. That way we don't hurt the back. Keep going. Again, this isn't, you're not feeling this because of low back issues, okay? This is what you're doing. I want you to learn that hip hinge. It's a vital move in fitness. Time. Woo. All right, crossover lunge, final set. Woo. Use your legs to pick your dumbbells up too. Here we go. Go. So stationary, or maybe you're doing the side leg lifts. If you are doing those side leg lifts, remember, lead with the heel and the leg is slightly behind you. So you're in what we call hip extension. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. If you're just starting your day with this workout, bravo. You're setting yourself up for success. I always recommend, if you're able to, work out first thing in the morning. I see people stick with their programs longer when they do it first thing, and it helps regulate your blood pressure, your hormones for the day, burns off that excess cortisol. Time. Whew. But whenever you can fit it in is a good time to work out. Go, other side. And I say that because I'm not a morning worker-outer. But sticking with the program is not a problem for me, so. Whew. If your feet are feeling this, mine are too. And again, we're using everything from the foot all the way up the kinetic chain to hold our balance here. So this is good for the muscles of the feet as well. And then if you wanted to challenge the muscles of the feet further, don't wear runners while you do this workout. Whew. Burn, baby, burn. Hello, quad. Time. All right. You choose wood chop with me or hands behind the ears. Okay, hip hinge. If you're doing the wood chop with me, feet shoulder width, toes turned out. Hip hinge, grab the bell and up. Gaze is straight ahead with this, so we're not looking down at all. Good. And again, it's a bit of a knee bend, and then it's all coming through the glutes and the hips to get your dumbbell or kettlebell up to shoulder height. So you want some speed with this. And the heavier your kettlebell or dumbbell, the more you want the speed. Time. Whew. All right, grab a sip of water. Dropping the timer down for our final circuit. Whew. This final circuit's a big one though, okay? This is gonna finish us off, so bravo. We have 5 rounds, okay? 5 exercises, 20 seconds on the clock. I'm going to try to stick with my 15s for as long as I can. I have my 12s here when I need to tap out, so you might want to have a lighter pair nearby as well. Okay, first exercise is a dumbbell hang clean. So we did a squat, clean and press. The difference, dumbbell hang clean means our dumbbells hang here. We don't start in the squat pattern. And then we bend the knees a bit. We use a little bit of that hip hinge to clean the dumbbells up, okay? And then we squat and up. Yeah? Cool. All right. Actually, we just drop into the squat. Let's forget I'm making an executive decision and you'll thank me for it. We're gonna forget the press because we've got presses to do right after. So, grab some dumbbells or beginners, body weight only. We start standing, okay? Now it's important, you guys, that when we do the clean part, okay, you use the hips and then up, okay? So we're not doing a slow bicep curl and then dropping into a squat. It's one fluid motion. Lucky for us, we have 5 rounds to perfect it. Here we go. Feet are now hip width to shoulder width, no wider. Dumbbells hang, good. Use the hips, clean them up, drop them down. So you're gonna use sort of shoulder shrug, bit of that hip hinge we learned in the previous set to get those dumbbells up there. Time. Okay, now, shoulder presses. I like to drop down on one knee for this. It's up to you, okay? All right, hands up, palms facing me, and press. I find my low back just prefers being half kneeling, but you can stand, you can do a staggered stance as well. Standing will help a bit too, because as the shoulders fatigue, you can use your legs a bit to get the dumbbells up there. Time. Front squat. So let's still keep that shoulder width position. Rack the dumbbells, keep them here, or bring the hands up if you're doing body weight, and drop down and squeeze the tush on the way up. Keep the dumbbells up, try not to rest them on the shoulders. It's 20 seconds. Time. Whew. Notice how I didn't do that last squat. Side lunge, just like we did in warm-up. You can add dumbbells if you'd like. Step out to one direction, hip hinge, dumbbells come down, feet together. Good. If you have a sensitive low back, I find whatever leg I'm stepping out with, keeping that dumbbell up into the hip helps take some of the load off the low back. Or again, body weight only, fingertips to ground. Time. Other side. So those are our moves, crew. No problem, right? Good. Good. Go. Give me a good step away from that leg. Good. Dropping down by bending the knee, not rounding the back. Hang cleans coming up. Time. Okay, so I'll go to my side for the hang clean, because again, it's a bit of a wood chop, shoulder shrug, and then we drop to the squat. Here we go, feet hip width, kind of that wood chop. Use the hips, shrug the shoulders, get the dumbbells up there. And then we've got neutral spine as we drop down. So if you're tired, maybe you're dropping down just a tiny bit, okay? Your squat could be shallow. Do what you can. Time. Shoulder presses. Whew. You can be staggered with your stance, feet hip width, or join me. Go. Time. Whew. Yeah, that was good heavy, hey? All right, front squat. So it's a narrow stance squat. We rack the dumbbells. Okay, push the booty back and drive up. Ooh, yeah. And again, time. You can take it as deep as you want. Side lunge. Whew. Ready, set, go. Now I find side lunges tend not to irritate people's knees. However, if they are irritating your knees, you've got two options. You can go with that single leg bridge that we did earlier, or the standing side leg lift, okay? Time, other side. Whew. You ready? Set, go. Again, we're taking a good step away. Putting all that weight on that outside leg, bending the knee, pushing the hips rearward, pinching that mid back so our upper back muscles aren't rounding. Chest up, head up. Good job, you. Time. Whew. All right, dumbbell hang clean, round 3. I'll go to my side again. Feet are hip width. We don't want them too wide on this. The dumbbells are hanging. Okay, hip hinge and up. Whew. Time. Whew. Shoulder presses. You can join me down, half kneeling or stand. My forearms are burning. Go. See what I mean about grip strength? Ooh. Just breathe. Time. All right, front squat. Now if the squats, your knees are saying, forget it, I'm done, do a wall sit, all right? No dumbbells or with dumbbells, up to you. Otherwise, join me. So wall sit is essentially just a squat with your back against the wall, resting into the wall, and you're just holding that in an isometric pose. A lot more knee friendly. Woo. Time. Whew. Side lunge. I love Metcon workouts after they're done. Ready? Side lunge, go. During, they kind of suck. But we can do this. We can do this. Time. Other side. Whew. I love the 10-second break. Ready, set, and go. I would love a 20-second break, but hey, then we would lose some of the conditioning that we're working for, so. Time. Okay, dumbbell hang clean. Whew. Feet hip width apart. Ready, set, go. Up, good. Time. Whew. Okay, shoulder presses. Whew. I'm gonna go on my knee. Ready? Let's go. Now to modify further, if you're holding on to 2 dumbbells and you're still thinking, PJ, this sucks, hold on to 1 dumbbell, press up. That's also a good cue if you've got a shoulder that we need to favor for above head actions, above the head actions. Time. Whew. Front squat or wall sit. Whew. Again, cherish these 10 seconds. Go. If you're doing the wall sit, try hold on to 1 dumbbell and you would hold it close to the chest. Time. Whew. Oh my goodness. Okay. Side lunge. Give yourself some room to one side. Go. If you've done my workouts in the past, you know I love a side lunge. And I'll tell you why. We're taking the hips out of the normal lateral plane that we use them in, which other leg, which can set us up for injury if we don't move the hip through its full range of motion. And go. We also work a little bit more into the glute, into the hamstring, so the posterior chain. And we get some opening of the hips as well, which you're probably feeling on that straight leg, right? In the inner thigh or adductors. Time. Okay, this is it. Last round. Whew. Dumbbell hang clean. Oh yeah, my heart rate's at 144. Ready? Hang it, clean it, squat it. Come on, you guys, last set, we got this. You've hung with me this far, I'm damn proud of you. Time. Whew. Shoulder presses. Hands up, go. Time. Whew. All right, front squat or wall sit if the knees are done. Here we go, rack up the dumbbells or hands up if it's body weight, go. Time. Whew. That burns the shoulders just as much as the legs. Side lunge, pick a side. Whew. Here we go. Go. Whew. Last 20 seconds. Water and stretch coming up. Come on. Big smile. Yes? Good job. Go. Woo! Time. Oh my goodness. We rock. Okay, don't leave me yet, okay? I need to cool you down, stretch you out, and then you can leave me. So stay standing, because my heart rate's still up there. So grab some water, keep the feet moving. Whew. This is my first video too with my brand new YouTube set. And if you're new to the channel, hey, this is the YouTube set. But yeah, it looked quite different a year ago. In fact, I'll try and find a photo of it and insert the photo. But there's been quite the evolution of my YouTube studio, which is located in my front living room. All right. So I guess I can't give loving husband too much of a hard time about my crappy birthday present, considering that I've converted our living room into a YouTube studio. Okay, heel up to the bum to stretch into the quad. You can hold on to something if you need it for balance. But here's a couple of cues I do want you to pay attention to, which will get you more stretch in the quadricep. Pull the knee back and then squeeze the bum forward, and you should feel a deeper stretch. So yes, this month actually marks 1 full year since I've gone all in with YouTube. Pardon me. I shut my brick and mortar business down due to COVID. And yeah, I always had 1 foot in YouTube in the online space, but only 1 foot. I never had time to have both feet in because I was running a studio. And now I got both feet in here. And what a wild year it's been. An awesome wild year. So thank you for those of you who have supported me this whole year, as well as previous. And a big wet kiss to all my Patreon peeps, because it is really only due to you that we can keep the workouts here on YouTube. Other heel. So yeah, if you can, support the channel. There's a link down below. And if you support it at community status, you get a ton of exclusive perks only found on Patreon. And release. Okay, let's get into a half kneeling position. We're stretching out the forearms first because, as mentioned, if you did join me in holding onto the dumbbells, you might have felt quite a pump happening here, maybe even fatigue in the hands. So open up the hands as wide as you can, turn the fingertips so they're pointed towards the knees, shoulders over wrists, and then just simply sit back. You'll feel the bottom palms of your hands start to lift off the mat. Keep it there. Arms are straight. You're going to feel a pretty deep stretch into the forearm. This is also a great stretch too if you suffer with tendonitis in the elbow. Now let's peel the hands back nice and slow with the tops of your fingertips, the final part to pull off. Doesn't that feel good? Yeah. Okay, take your right arm, thread it underneath, drop down onto the shoulder, side of head onto your ground. Slide that left hand just in front of the wrist, and now push into the left hand to add a little bit more rotation, looking up to your shoulder. So we're stretching the right side of the body here, the right shoulder blade, right shoulder, mid-back. And as we push into that left hand, it's going to allow you to turn and twist a bit more and get a deeper stretch. To release other arm, thread the left arm under, palm is up, side of head on the ground, hand just in front of that left wrist now, and push into that right hand. Look up too, so we get a bit into the neck. And release off the hands. Left ankle out, ankle and knee lined up, back knee and hip lined up. Squeeze that back glute, so the right glute. Inhale the right arm straight up, bringing the rib away from the hip, and then lean away. Getting into the hip flexor, TFL. Shoulders away from the earlobes. Nice deep breath. Back to center, right arm circles behind you, nice and slow. Good. Bring the hands beside that front foot now, and then slide that back leg further away. Turn that front toe out a little bit on an angle, and then you can drop out onto the outer edge of your foot and sink into the hip. So we're dropping that right hip, that back hip down to the ground. And then from here, if it feels good for you, you can come down onto the forearms. I'm really good sweat today because all the block from my dumbbell posts are now on my hands. And push yourself back. All right, front ankle and knee lined up, back knee and hip lined up. Squeeze the bum under, so we want that hip flexor to release on that back leg. Inhale the left arm straight up, exhale, lean away. Couple more breaths here. Circle this left arm behind you nice and slow. Bring the hands in front now and step this foot further forward so that when we drop down, we're really opened up the hips. Turn that front foot on an angle, drop the knee out, come onto the outer edge of your foot. Let that left hip drop down to your mat now. Feeling that deep in the hip, inner thigh. Again, if your hips allow you to, come down onto the forearms. I probably could, but then I'm not sure I could get back up again. So, and that wouldn't be cool on a YouTube video, would it? Train her down, train her down. It might go viral though. And push yourself back on your backs for me. Left leg straight up up towards your ceiling. My watch is yelling at me. Press the heel up. So we're trying to extend out of the hip socket as much as we are bringing the leg towards us. Hands are behind the thigh or the calf, or maybe you're a cheeky monkey and you're actually able to grab onto your foot. Good for you. You want to feel the hamstring, but if the leg starts to shake, you're holding the stretch too deep and just keep going back until it stops shaking. Don't try to work through the shaking, because that is your central nervous system, CNS, telling your brain that you could be overstretching, and the spindles of your hamstring are tightening up in anticipation of you ripping them. So, holding it while it's shaking is not going to get you more flexible. Left ankle crosses over right thigh, pull in for figure 4. Hands come behind that right thigh if you're able to. And now let's pick the head up, tuck the chin in, lengthen the back of the neck for me. And take a peek. We want that right knee to line up with the outside of the right shoulder. This stretch, which they call figure 4, and then that hip flexor stretch that we just did on our knees and lifting the arm up in the air, those are probably the 2 best stretches to do if you're short on time. It will hit areas of our over 40 body that tend to be tight and can cause low back issues, hip issues, knee issues. All right, let the left leg go. Extend that right leg up. Again, try to lengthen out of the hip socket and then draw the leg in as best you can without it shaking. Couple more breaths. Right ankle over left thigh. You might be okay right here for the stretch. If you want deeper, and if you're able to, left leg up, hands behind the thigh, and line that left knee up with the left shoulder. So I hope you don't mind. We did a little extended stretch. It does stretch the length of the video, which means that we probably won't get as many people clicking through. My 30-minute videos do the best, but you know, just once in a while we need a good sweat, and then we also need just a good stretch. So thank you for hanging with me the whole time. Bring the knees to the chest, rock the knees side to side, give the low back a little massage. Hands light behind the knees, rock yourself up to a seated position, and we did it! Hey, thank you so much for showing up. So here's a couple of things though before you take off on me. 1, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Come on. 2, if you have subscribed to the channel, come and join us on Patreon if you're not already. Seriously, it is due to that community that we can keep these workouts going, and in return, you get exclusive perks and benefits. And then 3, if you haven't already tried my free 21-day workout challenge, Got some information down below. Go sign yourself up. It's 21 days. I'll email you workouts from the YouTube channel in the best order to help you reach whatever goal you decide you want to reach when you're filling out the questionnaire. Thank you so much for joining me. Hey, and leave a comment below. Has your significant other given you crappy gifts too? I'd love to hear what you've got. We'll see you next workout. Bye.